Hello, and welcome to the Dementia Monster YouTube channel. I'm Dave Brown, author of the book Beating the Dementia Monster, How I Stopped the Advance of Cognitive Impairment from Alzheimer's Disease. In my book, I tell the story of how back in 2015 I was told that my cognitive impairment was caused by Alzheimer's disease. At the time, I couldn't drive a car. I had episodes where I couldn't remember our phone number or zip code after 30 years, and I didn't even know how to safely cross the street. MRIs in 2017 and 2018 were for someone in memory care. I was told that I was on track to be dead by 75, unless. Well, the book is about the unless, the path I pursued that is giving me a full life with the promise of many years to come. And my more recent MRIs and other scans are for a normal person of my current age, which is 75. In Beating the Dementia Monster, we talked about 5 stages of Alzheimer's disease. There has been some recent interest in the media on Alzheimer's staging, and I want to talk about that today. Let's take a look. This video is based on a post at the Dementia Monster blog from October 19th of this year. It was entitled, Alzheimer's Disease Advances in 2 Stages? Yeah, we knew that. I'll link to the post in the show notes below. There are a number of useful links in the article, so you may want to go there and see them. If you read Beating the Dementia Monster, you know that there are 5 stages in the advance of Alzheimer's disease. We said that the first stage, the preclinical stage, may last 15 to 20 years. In that stage, there are no symptoms and no reason to believe there's a problem. The disease progresses silently until it hits a tipping point, when there is a sudden spread of beta amyloid throughout the brain. This begins the prodromal stage, producing the symptoms we call mild cognitive impairment. Some news reports refer to beta amyloid as a protein, but it's actually a peptide that appears for an unknown reason in the progress of Alzheimer's disease. You can think of a peptide as a kind of stillborn protein. There's a link below to an article on Alzheimer's staging from 2019 in the journal Practical Neurology. Now, the prodromal stage is when you begin to notice that something isn't right. Yes, you're older, and older people have trouble with memory and cognition, but this is different. You're experiencing more serious problems than your peers. What you don't realize is that things have already been going wrong for a long time. If you've been watching the news, you may have seen a stir over new research about just 2 stages of Alzheimer's disease. For the news story, the 2 stages are simply the preclinical stage with no symptoms and the other 4 stages with symptoms taken together. In popular media, the big takeaway of the story is that there is this preclinical period when the disease is at work, but there are no symptoms. But this isn't news to readers of Beating the Dementia Monster or the Dementia Monster blog. The research was published in the journal Nature Neuroscience. The research is linked in the show notes. I know from experience that a lot of people don't know about the preclinical phase, especially how long it lasts. So that's what made the story newsworthy. What's special to the science about this research is that it focuses on what's going on in one part of the brain, the middle temporal gyrus. This is an area important to memory, language, and vision. Now, what's a gyrus? A gyrus is one of those irregular ridges that you see all over the brain. Those ridges have names and specific purposes, and they are the same from one person to another. If you set my brain down next to the brain of my wife, they would look the same. But please don't do that. Except as an interesting side note, the brain of Albert Einstein looked a lot different from the brains of the rest of us. His gyri, or gyruses, depending on your dictionary, were all different from everyone else. You can make of that what you will. So what was the real contribution of this new research? It was to more clearly identify some of the processes occurring as the disease progresses, and it changed our understanding of which cells are being affected. There's more to explain about that, but it's beyond the scope of this video. You can read about it in the links in the blog post if you're interested. The research was conducted in Seattle by a collaboration of the University of Washington Alzheimer's Disease Research Center and the Allen Institute for Brain Science. Now, I'm a regular customer at the UW-ADRC, and I recognized a name or two among the researchers listed as contributors to the published report. So thanks for watching. I hope you found this interesting. I'm on something of a journey with this YouTube channel, and we'll see how regularly I'm able to crank out content. We'll also find out how interesting people find what I have to say. Have a great day.